that rich bird, Scrooge, is back with another game featuring a bird, and that game is Flicky for your Sega Genesis, with a lot of cool chicks with sunglasses on the artwork. Let's go ahead and take Flicky. Let's pop it in my Sega Genesis and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Flicky was published by Sega and, according to SegaRetro.org, was released here in the States in April of 1991. If my memory of my local Toys R Us video game aisle serves me right, it was released as more of a budget game, costing around $10 to $20 cheaper than a typical new release. It is based on the 1984 Sega arcade game that was brought to the States by Bally Midway. Flicky birds have also made several appearances in other games, most notably in the Sonic the Hedgehog series, from being one of the animals freed by Sonic in the original game to serving as a key inclusion in Sonic 3D Blast, which is known as Sonic 3D Flicky's Island outside of the US. The game was also an unlockable on the Sonic Mega Collection compilations and was later included in several other Genesis compilations. The manual opens with the following: "The coolest little bird you ever saw. Join the adventures of Flicky, a fun-loving little blue bird who drives cats everywhere crazy. Move Flicky up, down, and all around, and take the yellow chirps to the door, where they'll be safe from those ferocious felines and slimy lizards." Flicky is a platform arcade game with a style a little bit similar to the Namco arcade game Mappy, for one player only with one standard mode of difficulty. For the controls, you move Flicky with the D-pad and press either A, B, or C to jump. Since Flicky is a bird, the controls feel a little bit floaty and slippery, but it can give a slight feeling of flight when jumping. Your main enemies are a pair of tiger cats. In later levels, Iggy Lizard will join them. Each standard level has certain objects scattered throughout. By touching one, you will pick it up. Jumping will launch the object, allowing it to temporarily knock out enemies. Each level is small, but you can move endlessly in it thanks to how it wraps around, and it also has small birds called chirps. Your goal is to line them up behind you by touching them one at a time and take them to the exit door. If you die, or if an enemy touches your line of chirps, it will leave them behind wandering around, with the sunglass-wearing chirps moving faster than the other chirps. You can lead the chirps to the exit one at a time, or all at once, or in various groupings, but the more you lead to the exit at once, the more points you will get. Get all the chirps from a level into the exit, and you will move on to the next stage. The faster you complete a level, the more bonus points you get. Some stages are bonus levels, where you catch chirps with a net, gaining 250 points per chirp, or 10,000 points if you catch all 20. Scoring-wise, when you bring them to the door, you get 100 points for the first chirp, and that score can multiply up to 5,000 points for the 8th chirp. You also get bonus points if you finish the level in under 60 seconds. You also get points for simply knocking out the enemies, collecting chirps, and picking up bonus gems that sometimes appear, although the manual doesn't specify the amounts. You also earn an extra life at 40,000, 90,000, 150,000, 230,000, and 330,000 points. You can see an ending of sorts with the credits by completing stage 48, although the game does continue on afterward, and once you lose all of your lives, there is no continuing. There is a level select sheet that you can perform by holding up, A, C, and start at the same time during the explanation screen that happens after pressing start to begin a new game, but before the new game begins. This allows you to select any level up to level 36. You can also get bonus points if you complete the first 10 rounds in under 20 seconds each while perfecting the bonus games at the same time. I was unable to do this myself, but doing so also triggers a small cartoony bikini girl to show up in one of the windows. Graphically speaking, the game, while not really impressive by 1991 standards, does an okay job representing the arcade original. The sounds are fine, but I found the music to be quite catchy. Family-friendly wise, the game will most likely get an E for everyone rating if released today. Currently at PriceCharting.com, the game has a value of $25 loose, $55 complete, and $140 new. So what do I think of Flicky for the Sega Genesis? Is it worth playing today? I think so. This one took a while to grow on me, but in the end, I actually enjoyed Flicky. The flighty, slippery controls can be frustrating, as can the fact that Flicky can bounce off of walls and platforms. And it doesn't really feel like a typical 1990s Genesis game, which makes sense since it's based on a mid-80s arcade game. but as I got used to the controls, I began to appreciate the charm of the game. It's an old school arcade game where the basic goal is to last as long as you can, increasing your score. And while it may not be a top tier game from that era like Pac-Man or Space Invaders, it is a worthy play for anyone who can enjoy that type of game. So where am I going to rank Flicky among the other Sega Genesis games I've previously reviewed? It's going somewhere in the upper 20s among some other Genesis games I enjoy. I personally do like Batman more at 21, but I will give this an edge over Pitfall the Mayan Adventure at 22. So out of the 58 games that are now ranked for the Sega Genesis, Flicky is flapping into the 22 position. Flicky isn't your typical Sega Genesis game, but fans of old school arcade games should give it a try. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Do you like this game or have any memories of it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy videos such as this one and you want to support my work, please click like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and for Mega supporters, either become a channel member or sign up at patreon.com/KnowsWhereGamer. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time in the next episode of the Knows Where Gamer. Take care and watch out for those tricky tiger cats.